Okay. Hey, over. Thanks, Mike. Okay, Principal Carl. Come on up. You can issue us one at every two of our seniors up here. You go next.
Good afternoon. What a blessed day for me to present two amazing leaders before our Rotary Club. And I just want to say it's an honor to always be present and be with you in this moment. These two young souls that I'm about to share, they are just taking away around and just making my heart happy and being with pride for the amount of work that they put in every single day in the classroom and the type of role models they are for our young students. So without further ado, I'm thrilled to have in person Emily Dion. She is the daughter of Eric and Kai Dion. Emory maintains a 4.0 GPA while being actively involved in her high school. She's been on the varsity volleyball team for 4 years. She is co-captain this season, varsity tennis team 1 year, varsity track team 1 year, and member of varsity volunteerism for the club 4 years in running. Emory is also a member of the National Honor Society for 3 years, as well as being the activities coordinator for 2. She is a member of the Fellowship of Christian Athletes Club 4 years in running, and Emory has many honors and awards when it comes to her love of volleyball, winning the title of All-American at the AAU National Volleyball Tournament in 2022, which I believe is in Florida, is that correct? So she was selected out of many volleyball players for that prestigious award, and also Northwest Conference Sportsmanship Award in 2022. Outside of school, Emory enjoys horseback riding, snow skiing, water sports, hiking, and being active in her church. She is the owner of a dog grooming business since 2018, where she grooms, trims fur, bathes, and helps maintain the health of her clients' dogs. Emory has previously worked for a horse farm where she helped clean stalls, feeding horses, and grooming them. I am thrilled to have Emory come to the mic, share where she's going to head after graduation, and her plans for what she's going to study.
So next year, I'm going to California Baptist University in Riverside, California, and I'm planning to study kinesiology and hopefully get a nursing degree. And yeah.
And you're going to play volleyball.
Playing volleyball. Yeah.
Can you also introduce who's here with you today?
Yeah. So that over there is my mom, Diane, and my dad, Eric.
Thank you, Emily. I am also honored to bring forth Owen Scheib here this afternoon. Owen is the son of Derek Scheib and Amy Siniscarco of Sedro-Woolley. Owen maintains a 3.71 GPA while being actively involved at our high school. He's been on the track and field team 2 years in running, varsity football 4 years, lettering 3 times, as well as being our co-captain this year, and a member of the varsity basketball team, lettering 4 years. Owen has also been involved in leadership opportunities such as homecoming events and recently participated in an inter-high event that we held at Linden High School. I know that Owen was very shy in what he presented here, so he has received also awards in the classroom for department and faculty awards. Outside of school, Owen enjoys working out at the gym, continues his love for sports. He also really likes experimenting with technology, ideally with computer software, and in his spare time, he helps coach kindergarten basketball. Owen has previously held a position working for the scoreboard for the Gadget Valley Parks and Recreation basketball team. I'm thrilled to have Owen come forward. Owen Scheib was here with you today, and also great things to go out with graduation.
Hi, I'm Owen. My dad is a child, my mom, Amy, and my stepdad, Joe. I don't know I'm going to tell you yet, but I plan to study information technology.
Well done. Thank you so much. We appreciate you, everyone.
Nice job, Mr. Carlson. I did a kinesiology way back when. I did not drop it. It's hard class. So I just suffered through it and was great. Was that or congratulations, parents. Awesome. Good to see you again. Okay, program time. I'd like to introduce Christine Krause. Christine Krause, she's deputy prosecutor with the state county. Yeah, she is leading the teen court program. Let's just let her describe what that is, because I just not quite understand totally what it's all about. But it has to do with teens in court.
Yeah. Thank you so much. All right, my name is Christine Krause. I work with the Sedrp County Prosecuting Attorney's Office. I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself before we start talking about teen courts. I've been a prosecutor for almost a year now. I was a public defender for 11 years before that. In the mid-90s, I taught high school English. So I've always had a passion for working with children, helping children, guiding them. And that continues in my legal career. So I was the juvenile public defender, now I'm the juvenile prosecuting attorney. And there's so many great things for kids. There's so many great programs and opportunities. And part of growing up is making mistakes and learning from them. So that's what we're hoping Teen Court is going to do. I'm part of a group of about 5 people that is starting Teen Court. Our first court session is next Wednesday at 5 o'clock at the courthouse. And I'll just go
right button to the right.
Thank you. So a little legal background for you. There's actually a state law that says that therapeutic courts should be used whenever possible. So therapeutic courts are like mental health courts, drug courts, anything that's an alternative to the actual court system with prison or jail punishments. So the legislature recognizes that there's a benefit to teen courts, but any therapeutic courts, so they may decrease recidivism, improve the safety of the community, and improve the life of the participants. Teen courts are a diversion program that is offered as an alternative to the regular juvenile process. So normally a kid commits a crime, I get a referral, I charge him with the crime, and then he goes through the court process, usually ending in probation or maybe a little bit of jail. In this case, the youth are required to admit responsibility for their offense before coming into teen court. So they have to say, yes, I did it, and here's why, and here's what might hold me in the future not commit crimes. So in order to participate in teen court, they have to agree not only that they did it, but that they're going to participate in whatever programming is ordered for them to participate in. And those programming or sanctions vary depending on the offense. So we have a long list of programming that we are still developing. And they'll be ordered to do 1 or 3 of those things. Why is this a good idea? Teen courts take advantage of one of the most powerful forces in the life of an adolescent: peer pressure. Right? We hear that used negatively quite a bit. Kids pressure into doing this, or pressure into doing that, we got in trouble. What's positive peer pressure? They are judged by their peers, they're ordered to do things by their peers, and they are not going to want to let their peers down. It's a lot of words up there, sorry about that. So what makes teen courts appealing? So there's 3 different aspects of teen court. So the participant, the kid in trouble. It's appealing to them because of the peer pressure aspects. They receive guidance without having an actual criminal record. So kids can have their records sealed later, but during the time that it's not sealed, they could be prevented from getting a job, Maybe they need to get an apartment at 17 because their family life is awful. They could be prevented from getting an apartment with their worker. They get a chance to be back in the community. They get to build relationships with peers, with adults in the community, with different organizations in the community that are helping us with classes and stuff. And most importantly, it helps that person feel like a part of the community. There's so much research that says that if a kid feels, or anybody really, feels like a part of the community, they're not going to create harm for that community. So if a kid feels like they're part of the school, they're not going to do graffiti in the bathroom because they're taking pride in their community. The volunteers that are not the kids in trouble, they get experience with court procedures, legal procedures, debate skills. They could earn community service hours. And it helps them explore future opportunities, legal careers or social work. There's so many things that can come out of learning about the legal system. Now for the community, the victim and the community are compensated for their criminal act. So young Joe steals candy bars from the store. That owner feels victimized and is out not only the cost of the candy bar, but the cost of the surveillance system that they had to buy, the community's out the cost of the police that had to respond. So the community gets that back, not in a monetary way. It reduces the number of juveniles in the formal court process, so it helps the court be less crowded. And it makes me less busy, theoretically. And there's less paperwork for the clerk's office. And also the public is educated about the works of the courts. So you all get to see what I do. I'm sure Carrie didn't really have much of an idea about the juvenile justice system until she started working with us. And has it been helpful?
Yes, very much so. Yeah.
The program's cost efficient. It doesn't really cost anything at this point. And it could save costs in the future, less police responding to incidents, less candy bars being stolen. And further delinquent acts is prevented by empowering and educating the youth. So our teen court, the goal is restorative justice. What does that mean? It sounds really cool and weird. It means that it aims to repair the harm caused by crime by involving the victims, the offenders, and the community in the justice process. So that's part of feeling like the community. Well, how are we going to do that? That sounds great, right? Pie in the sky. We're going to hold the offender accountable for whatever actions they did. We are going to involve the offender in repairing the damage to the person, the place, or the community. So they're a part of that process. It's not an adult in a black robe sitting there going, you have to do 8 hours of community service. They get to be a part of choosing that. And it restores the offender to the community as an active citizen. No scarlet letter. So our teen court model is all kids. All kids. Some have adult judges or a 3-judge panel. We have a judge, a bailiff, and between 6 and 12 jurors, depending on how many kids we have participating at that time. Those people are part of a club. So we have a club at Sedro-Woolley High School. We have a club at Mount Vernon High School. I'm hoping to expand that once we get off the ground a little bit more. The hard part's finding teachers that are willing to have time, sorry, that didn't sound right, that have time to go above and beyond and stay late and work with these kids. And, so the adult volunteers, we have community volunteers that help train youth attorneys. So the kids that are not in trouble, there's a prosecutor and a defense. Those people partner with community attorneys and work on skills, like debate skills, advocating skills. Everybody signs a confidentiality contract. Whatcom County has had this for 20 years. They have never once had a breach of confidentiality. The advocates, we have 2 defense advocates and 2 prosecuting attorney advocates, and then the jury. So logistically, how this works is kid admits, I did this. advocates meet with kid and parents, and they come up with a plan. So since they've admitted that they did this, there's no, like, you're guilty, you're not guilty. It's all about what their sanction is going to be. So hopefully the kid is honest and is like, hey, I have really bad anxiety, or my parents are getting divorced, or I just made a dumb mistake. And the sanction can be tailored to their needs. And then the prosecuting side advocates for what would be best for the community. And then the jury decides between the two, or a mix of the two. We are having court once per month. We are starting, well, this month we're starting with one case, but next month we'll be having either 2 or 4 cases. Before the hearing, I sent a police report to the school, names, birth dates, any sort of identifying information, except for the kid in trouble is blacked out. So they don't have any personal information of anybody else involved. The advocates were assigned, adults work with the advocates, and then they meet with the youth, like I explained. I'm really excited about our dispositions of sanctions. So we went to Volunteers of America when we were starting this project. We're like, hey, do you have any kid-friendly classes? Because they do a lot of mediation in the community. And they were like, no, but Whatcom does. Let's get a hold of them and see if they can come down and train us. So they have developed an amazing set of classes for youth that not only benefit teen court, but benefit juvenile probation, benefit just the community in general. So they have a voices class, which is about making choices and also resolving a conflict. It's not something we teach our kids. I have teenagers, and it's not something I consciously think that I need to teach them. Like if you're encountered with something that you don't agree with or don't like, how do you handle that without getting in a fight or calling somebody a name? So they focus, VOA focuses on teaching kids conflict resolution. They also do parent-teen mediation. So they'll sit them down and teach them how to communicate with one another. Like our current case is an assault case where the child hit or pushed mom. So not like anything like domestic violence, like intimate partner violence, but kids not knowing how to use their words. So they lash out and push. So a great resolution for that would be to have mom and kids sit down and learn how to talk to each other through the help of mediation. And there's also circles, which sit someone who has stolen down in a group of store owners, so that they can learn what that theft actually costs. Because a lot of people think, like, I represented people, and they're like, oh, I stole from Walmart, they're a huge corporation, it doesn't hurt anybody. Or I stole from Goodwill, their stuff's all free, it doesn't hurt anybody. But it does, it hurts our community. There's lots of other things, community service, apology letters. If there's any actual damage, restitution will be ordered, which pays the person for the damage. Well, we have anger management classes, there's alcohol and drug classes. And then a victims panel, like if somebody hits somebody, they can do a DV victims panel where they learn from DV survivors. And that's it. Okay. Questions? I'm so excited about this program. Ask me something, anything.
Kristen, I have a question.
Yeah.
Where's Teen Health Court? Is it held at the courthouse, at the high school? Where's it held?
It's held at the courthouse. So the Skagit Superior Court has a outside courthouse where the commissioners used to meet. And so it's going to be held there. The courthouse is donating security, so there will be security at the door, just like a regular court. Every third Wednesday at 5 o'clock. Yeah.
So Bellingham, they've been doing this for 20 years. Are they obviously seeing good things from it?
They are. Their recidivism rates, or rates of kids that commit new crimes after this program, are very low. I don't have the exact numbers in front of me, but it's less than 10% commit new crimes.
What would that range of
infractions that are qualifying for the program.
Thank you, I did not mention that. So these are low-level charges. Right now, we are limiting to misdemeanors. Misdemeanors that don't include any sort of gang activity, so no gang graffiti, no intimate partner violence, no felonies. So it's the kid who has stolen something or had something to drink and got an MIP.
So I thought you could steal $950 and never get away with it. How does that fit in?
So it's $750.
The candy bar, there's a lot of complaining.
So anything under $750 is a misdemeanor. It's a theft in the 3rd degree. So we would still charge it as a misdemeanor. What's interesting about that is most cell phones now cost more than $750. So if you steal a cell phone, it's a felony. Listen, all of you.
So if you go to Walmart and get caught stealing, are they going to actually issue you a misdemeanor charge?
So juveniles are referred. So the police officer writes a report and then it comes to my office. And we decide.
The point is, I'm hearing all these reports where nobody's reporting anything. People are just getting away with like looting.
So our district court unit, our misdemeanor unit, has more than 1,600 cases right now. A lot of them are thefts. You know, I don't know what the individual officers are doing in the community, but we absolutely will charge them and prosecute them if they come to us.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Before the child entered into this program, are they afforded the opportunity to consult with an attorney?
Absolutely.
So the public defender's office would be involved for innocent kids and advise them what their options might be.
That's correct.
I know back years ago when I was a young lawyer, we had a diversion program here in Sedrp County, and I was very disappointed in it because it bypassed the whole defense system. And people were just kids were just funneled into this program without any idea whatsoever what they were up against, whether they might have a defense to the charge. There might be, I'm sure there are many cases where it would be better to go to trial than just jump into a program.
Yeah, so we still have a diversion program. It's actually, the law requires the first misdemeanor charge of a juvenile to be diverted. And they're actually allowed to talk with an attorney in the diversion program now too, before they enter into it, if they want to. It's not mandatory, but the kid or the parent can say, hey, do you want to meet with an attorney? And they're not penalized for that. So it'll be the same for this program. The public defender is actually working with us. His name's Devin Tennessee. He's the juvenile.
I think there's law when you have a child and the parents together and say, oh, by the way, would you like to talk to a lawyer? Shouldn't it be more aggressive than that? Shouldn't the family, and especially the kids, not only have a right, but shouldn't it be built into the program that they have to talk to a public defender or somebody who can give them educated advice?
I think that's a great idea as a former public defender. I can bring that back to my committee.
I'm a former public defender.
Yes.
Oh, I just wanted to share our experience. So the students that are a part of Team Court from Sedro-Woolley High School, a lot of the students are interested in pursuing possible law degrees, you know, or just interested in supporting restorative justice for their peers, and for this opportunity to be trained in what the legal process looks like on their end. And then for us as a school, if we have a student that's referred to the prosecuting attorney's office for a crime, a misdemeanor, we know they're given this option now to be present at Team Court, and it's more of a restorative practice versus you're just going to sit in juvie for a week and pay this $1,000 fine. It's more about classes, health choices, substance prevention classes. Like, it's so much more comprehensive. And so that's what I'm really excited about. So there's like two angles that we're really hitting here.
Yeah. I'll tell you, I did a training at Sedro-Woolley High School for the teen court kids a couple of weeks, maybe a month ago now. And I have so much faith in our next generation after meeting with them. Like they understand that kids are going through things and they're empathetic about it and know that sometimes people just need help. Like I was flabbergasted. I have kids myself, so I guess I just don't talk to them about these sorts of things like we did in class. Any other questions? Yes, sir.
Sounds like that you have an opportunity to choose this program or not, is that correct?
That is correct.
What percentage do you think could choose it or are choosing or have chosen in Bellingham area?
No, in Bellingham, I don't know. They don't. So they don't ask more than like 4 kids per month. So I'm not sure, they're offering it to like 30 people and 10 are turning it down. So they're trying to ask only the number that they get here that month or the next month. I don't know what percentage turned it down, but somebody absolutely has the right to, and then I would look at their case and decide whether or not to charge it in the criminal justice system.
If you look back a number of decades, is there more juvenile crime than there used to be? And in this area, we have any activity every month that obviously influences it too, but the more criminal activity than there used to be, the more serious.
I don't know. I don't know the answer to that.
My perception is the,
Okay.
but again, well, you're right. You're right. Right.
Yeah.
So,
Well, and I think, I don't know, when I was young, I did stupid things and looked the police often like turned a blind eye on us. And they aren't now as much anyways.
Very good.
Thank you so much.
Christina, it is part of the day for you, so it's to sign all those trees that you have.
Thank you so much.
Great order from the universe. And wait, just a comment, but being in the education business for 40 years and going through some game warfare things and that stuff way back when, it's better. It was bad in the early 90s. We just have to look back in the early 90s, the law that we brought up to deal with some of the stuff that was going on. Things are better. It may not seem that way, but just living through that and knowing and living some of that now, I can say that. Chief, you had a question. I can't remember what it was.
Well, that was about better or worse.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And then the other thing is, we're sort of just been around for quite a while now. Actually, thinking about the alternative school programs like State Street. There's many of these students are coming to the State Street High School or alternative programs that have some issues. And so it's sort of justice was brought into these schools. And the research really indicated way back when, and this is strictly talked about, the next level of offenses is went from here to here. It's a very low. So it's a really very good program that is now beginning to morph out of the alternative school world into comprehensive high schools.
Well, I was curious, from these kind of programs, what are they eventually going to start trickling down into the younger, the middle schools and so on and so forth? I'm finding that, I mean, even with my elementary school kids, a lot of stuff that you guys have seen from high school.
The answer is yes.
Yeah.
And I know firsthand, my daughter is a special education student in White River, 3rd grade students. And it's more of a behavioral program that she has. And they actually teach you sort of just in her classroom with your students. So it does make a difference.
Oh, sorry, thank you. And the teen court is any kid that can be charged with a crime. So we could have a middle schooler as a offender participating in it. But somebody else in 12 with a few exceptions, whether we charge with a crime.
Very good. Well, what we're interested, thank you. So with that, is there any other business people want to bring up? Welcome and congratulations on Emory, and thanks for bringing your families here. The young families, all great to see you again. And I will now close this meeting for the best Rotary Club in the